Hey team, welcome back to my channel. We're here with another video today. It's gonna be a little different than stuff I have put out in the past. So you may or may not know. If you follow me, you know this. I'm a bodybuilder. I just competed in my first competition season. My last show was back in August. I reversed out of that and now we're trying to get my period back. So I am in a health phase, a hormone phase. Training is not really a priority right now. I'm having to get a little bit fatter in order to try to bring my period back. Now, with that being said, this has been literally the most difficult phase I have ever gone through in bodybuilding. I've been honestly depressed. I've been having a really hard time mentally. So it has forced me to kind of pivot and pour into some of my other hobbies. Now, one of these is being in the kitchen. As a bodybuilder, you're kind of forced to like be in the kitchen anyway, meal prepping and whatever. But I literally just love cooking and baking so much. I stay up on the Great British Baking Show constantly. So today we're gonna be cooking together. We're gonna be baking together. Now you may or may not know, depending on if you follow me on Instagram, at Emily Lives with 2 Y's. But that's besides the point. I have been making Christmas crack. Now, it's not Christmas. Today is January 15th. It's very much not Christmas. So I just call it cooking crack. Don't know how YouTube is gonna feel about me saying that. So anyway, goodies. But traditionally, Christmas crack is made with saltine crackers on the bottom. Then it's kind of like a toffee layer that's made with brown sugar and butter. Then chocolate chips on top, and people usually do like sprinkles, peanuts, whatever on top. That is the traditional Christmas crack. Back for nationals, I made a white chocolate Biscoff Christmas crack where I did Biscoff cookies as the base and white chocolate on the top and Biscoff. Yeah, it was insane. That essentially just sent me into a massive creative spiral, if you will. I now have an entire note on my phone of ideas for Christmas crack, even though it's not Christmas anymore, but I still call it Christmas crack. And let's see, the latest one I made was s'mores. Literally so good. And today I am making peanut butter Christmas crack. This is my first time doing a peanutty version, which is insane because I do love peanut butter. So I figured it would be fun to take you guys along with me and just show a different side to me, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't only want to make bodybuilding content. I don't like just consuming bodybuilding content. I want to just be like a lifestyle creator that you follow who just so happens to bodybuild. You get what I'm saying? So we're in my kitchen, got the shit out, and we're gonna embark on this journey together. We're gonna make 2 batches-ish. I only have 1 sheet pan, so we're gonna do like half and half, but I have some different ideas and concepts of how I wanna make the peanut butter one, and I'm bringing this to work tomorrow for all my coworkers to enjoy, so I do not binge it myself, but we're just going to work out all the kinks here together. It's gonna be like a fun little test kitchen moment. So I guess without further ado, let's get into the creation. Okay, we're going to hope that the lighting here is okay because of course we had to shift gears. So we're gonna go over ingredients first. First thing, if you are making Christmas crack of literally any sort, I would recommend getting these like disposable aluminum sheet pans. These are like cake pans. They are the perfect size for the recipe, and it's good because if you use regular cookie sheets, it's gonna stick so bad. So definitely get some of this. Next thing, you need your base, right? So for this trial, I had 2 options that I thought of. First one are Nutter Butter cookies. Yeah, I know it sounds insane as a base for crack. So already opened these, did try one because I literally haven't had one since I was a child, and they're okay, but I think as the base, it's gonna be so insane. So they're just little sandwich cookies with like peanut butter on the inside. You're going to line your sheet pan with these. I'm gonna do half because we're also gonna do, for my other half, chocolate graham crackers. So I want one of the halves to be more of like a peanut butter chocolate moment and the other to be more heavy on the peanut butter. You get where I'm coming from? First thing though, before we do literally any of this, is we're gonna preheat the oven to 350. Okay, oven's preheating. That was easy. I guess I should go through the rest of the ingredients. I kind of just stopped there for a second. So you need your base. To make the middle toffee layer, it's just 1 cup of light brown sugar, which we have here. And then I believe it's 2 sticks of butter. And I like to use some kind of vanilla extract. This is some vanilla bean paste. It's a little bit fancier. Then your topping is gonna be chocolate chips of your choosing. Today we're doing semi-sweet because that's just my go-to if I'm doing like chocolate. Semi-sweet, and then I did also pick up some of the Reese's peanut butter chocolate chips, or peanut butter chips. Real excited for these hoes. So usually one of these Ghirardelli bags is gonna get you through. These are 12-ounce bags. Highly recommend if you're making anything like this to invest in Ghirardelli for it, because most of the dessert is chocolate. You wanna use a high quality chocolate, and Ghirardelli just never lets me down. So that's kind of the bare bones of what you need. And then toppings. So for this particular one, I bought some lightly salted roasted peanuts. We have some homemade caramel here. This is salted caramel. And then I'm also gonna get out some peanut butter and we'll drizzle that too. So that's kind of what I'm thinking conceptually. So let's just hop into it. All right, time to line the pan. Now, honestly, this doesn't have to be perfect, so, you know, just do your best. All right, y'all, pan is nice and lined. We've got our chocolate graham crackers and then our Nutter Butters. I can never remember if it's Nutter Butter or if it's Nutty Buddy, because you know we have the Nutter Butters and then you have the Nutty Buddies, but I get them confused. I like don't know what's what. So I have the bag in front of me, and anytime I want to say it, I like reference the bag. I'm like, okay, fact checking myself. So base layer's done. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. Just throw some shit in the bottom of the pan. Next step, you're gonna need like a 1.5 quart saucepan. Just bringing you up ever so slightly. This is what we're gonna do to make the kind of toffee-like layer. Honestly, this is what I call the crack layer. So this is where we need our brown sugar and our butter. Just to make it easy, I just like weigh everything. I don't actually measure it out with a scoop because that's just more dirty dishes. Hey Siri, how many grams are in 1 cup of brown sugar? 213 grams. So that's gonna go just right in our pan or pot. I said pan earlier, I think. You guys know what I meant. I never claimed to be a pro. I also got a question yesterday when I posted on my story if I should make this video at all. And someone was like, can you make a prep friendly version? This is made with cookies and butter and sugar. Like this is not prep friendly. Just because I'm a bodybuilder does not mean that everything I do is like on plan, macro friendly. No, me and Big Backing, we really get along super well, and especially when I get to make it, yeah, it is gonna be big back as fuck. So just a forewarning, if you thought, I don't know, that this was gonna be giving macro friendly, it's not in the slightest. So brown sugar is in. I do add the vanilla at this point. Again, I'm doing vanilla bean paste, but you know, you can use vanilla extract. It really doesn't matter if I can get this fucking shit off. But I don't measure this because I don't know. You don't need to measure stuff like this. Yeah, I don't know. A generous amount. And would it be better if my butter was like room temp? Probably. Don't follow that rule. It's coming straight out the fridge. Unsalted, okay? Because when you're baking, it's unsalted. When you're cooking, it's salted. Get with the program. I did take foods in high school, so I am basically a trained chef at this point. But yeah, in they go. 1. Oh, some of the butter wrapper. Okay, and 2. Now we are gonna put this on the stove. Let me bring you guys over there. Well, hey guys, we're at my stove. I'd like to go ahead and apologize for how shitty this probably looks. We're making it work. All right, here's what you're gonna do. Put this puppy medium heat, okay? And we are going to melt down the butter and sugar mixture. This may take a minute because my butter just came straight out the fridge. My fault. Maybe if this is you, I would maybe recommend, you know, setting it out for more than 5 seconds before you do this, because it's probably gonna make your life easier, but you're gonna melt it. At which point I will come back. I will show you what we will do next, but let's just focus on the melting first. All right guys, we're back. It's all melted now. You probably saw that time lapse. Hopefully it was cool. Hopefully I keep it in. Sorry, didn't realize you couldn't really see me. Now that everything is melted, it's already starting to bubble, but we're gonna turn up the heat and we're gonna bring it up to like a rolling boil, and it's gonna be here for like 3 minutes. Once the 3-minute timer is done, we are going to pour it over our crack base. I don't know. I try to be kind of careful because you don't want to burn your sugar, you don't want to burn your butter. So even though it is at a rolling boiling boil at this point. Not right now, but you get what I'm saying, what we're about to do. I still like to kind of mix it because, you know, I don't want to end up with something that's burnt and gross tasting. This is the part that's honestly like the most important of making the crack, in my opinion, because the cooking it for 3 minutes gets it to the certain sugar stage where it has a certain consistency once it sets. I don't really know. I don't know what that stage is. Crack stage. I guess we're getting to crack level. So 3 minutes on the clock starts now. I swear this always feels like literally the longest 3 minutes of my life, but we're almost there. All right, time to pour. So now we just pour this, obviously, over our cookies, over our base. And be really, really careful not to get this shit on our skin because that would be so excruciating. All right, so now I just kind of take my rubber spatula, try to evenly coat, you know, the bottom bits. Coat it enough. Now, at this point, you may be wondering, so what was the oven for? Well, the oven is for now. You're gonna put this in the oven and it's gonna cook, do something in there, I don't know, for 8 minutes, and then we'll come back. All right, our 8 minutes has elapsed. It is time to retrieve the crack from its cooking in the oven. And we're gonna ice our cake, if you will. I don't know, I mean, she's not a cake, but oh my gosh. It literally turns into bubbly goodness in, oh my God, I like can't. I'm gonna leave the oven on for now because we're gonna pop this back in once we put all of our chocolate chips on. So now comes the fun part. We get to do all of the toppings and you know, you kind of get to decide your destiny as far as this goes. Like I said, investing in high quality chocolate is really important. I'm very passionate about that, if you will, just because it's a dessert that has a ton of chocolate on it. I want the chocolate to taste good, right? So all we do is we just kind of sprinkle over the entire thing. And then I just so happen to have this leftover bag from like the last time, so on that goes. We're gonna let these kind of melt a little bit, and then I'm gonna kind of do some of the peanut butter chips like drizzled throughout, you know, because I want it to mainly be the semi-sweet chocolate. But I've never tried these before, so we're gonna give them a test. Ooh, yeah, these are pretty gas. They literally taste like the inside of a Reese's Pieces. Yeah, I fuck with this. This would be really good on top of this. What I'm gonna do though before I put these on is we're gonna pop this back in the oven just so our chocolate chips can melt. Because the darker the chocolate, the like higher temp it needs to melt. And since this is semi-sweet, it's gonna take us a second. In the meantime, while this is kind of warming in there, we're gonna top with peanuts. I've got my homemade salted caramel and I've got my good old-fashioned peanut butter. For the peanuts, I'm gonna be really lazy. I could get out my cutting board and I could, you know, chop them up. Not doing that. We're just gonna put them in a plastic bag because, you know, I am all about conserving our resources, especially in the kitchen. I'm not trying to dirty up a million things. I'm not trying to get out a million different tools. It's the lazy girl way. This jar is a mason jar. You know, it's pretty heavy. We have our peanuts in the bag, okay? And we're just gonna smush them. Yeah, I think I like that. I hope you can see, you probably couldn't tell anything about that, but I like the size that these are. They're still kind of chunky, but I think that's really all we're gonna need. I'm not even gonna probably use all this, but it's fine. I'd rather have too much than not enough. This I'm just gonna drizzle right out, and then the peanut butter that, yes, I have been eating slightly while I've been cooking. That's fine, that's part of the fun of it. I'm gonna get out some of this and we're going to pop it in the microwave to melt it so we can do it like sexy drizzle on top. Peanut butter is nice and melted. Yeah, that's gonna drizzle so beautifully. And then the caramel, honestly, I mean, it's pretty solid in there, but I guess I should put this in its own container too. Or I could just heat it up in this entire thing. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put this whole thing in there. Also, not gonna lie, I made that like, oh, I made that a while ago. It's been a hot minute since I made that, but I don't know. I think caramel's good for a long time in the fridge, I think. So if you're curious of how I made that, I literally just looked up a salted caramel recipe, but it's very similar to the crack in that it's like brown sugar and butter, and then you just add cream. That's like basically the only difference. It was pretty easy. but caramel can be kind of temperamental, so I didn't film making that because at the time it was too much work, but it's just been sitting in my fridge and I've been using it for cracks. So I will say it's worth it. It makes a lot, you know? Okay, perfect. She's nice and melty. I guess our crack is probably like the top is, oh yeah. Ah! Well, there's gonna be a chocolate chip at the bottom of my oven. Oh well. Yeah, nice and spreadable. So I'm gonna get to where y'all can see. I guess I'll bring you down some. You have to get into this beautifulness. Yeah, it literally looks like Nutella. And as a child, I was indeed addicted to Nutella. I'm talking eating an entire jar in a sitting type beat. So I know my shit when it comes to some Nutella. And you know, I don't know about you guys, but if something has chocolate on it, you know, I do want it to be a liberal amount. Now we're gonna go through and we're just gonna drizzle our peanut butter chips. I want them to be like swirled in, because if I just put them on when I put on the semi-sweet chocolate chips, they would honestly end up just being drowned in with the like semi-sweet chocolate. It wouldn't get the same effect, because I've done that before. You know, I'm a crack expert at this point. I've done that before with like white chocolate chips and they just get lost in it. It doesn't marble. So if you're gonna do like dual chocolates, this is how I recommend. Now I'm gonna put it back in the oven so these can soften, and then we'll do all the fun toppings. These should definitely be melty enough now to kind of, oh yeah, just like light pressure. I probably would use maybe a toothpick in the future. That's what I've done in the past, and I thought maybe today would be different. It's not, but we want to keep that beautiful peanut butter color just on the surface. Wow. It looks so beautiful. Now we're gonna try to finish this off. So I'm thinking the peanuts definitely need something to stick to. So we're gonna do these right on top of the chocolate. You know, and there are no measurements in Crack Kitchen for the most part, so measure with your heart, whatever you like. If you like more nuts, do more nuts. If you don't like a lot of nuts, don't do a lot of nuts. But I do like mine to be like pretty decently loaded, because I want every bite to have some goodness, you know? Okay, I think that's good for that. Then we're gonna do our peanut butter. What I like to do, yeah, just get it on the spatula, because I don't want a lot of peanut butter. We already kind of have a lot going on, but I definitely need some actual peanut butter in this. So we just do some nice drizz on the tippy top. Stunning. And then lastly is our caramel, which again, I only do a little bit of, but I like the depth that it gives things. It's kind of like smoky flavored, because I do think I burnt it a little bit. Like I said, caramel, you know, she can be a little temperamental, but I like it. I think it gives it something different. Bam. And then no sweet is complete without some salt on top. We're gonna go in with our Himalayan pink salt, because that's what I have on hand. And you know, obviously not crazy, but it needs to be salted. Ah! You guys, bask in her beauty. Now for the unfortunate part. She does have to set up in either the fridge or the freezer. I'm gonna put her in the freezer so that it's quicker, but I don't know, it gives you enough time to clean up the kitchen, maybe do a little something for 30 minutes while she's hardening. I will see you guys for the final reveal. I think I might go do some cardio or something, because I've been snacking in the kitchen a lot. We'll come back for the final reveal and the taste test. Hey folks, it's been about 40 minutes now. I did indeed do cardio, and what was even better about the fact that I just did cardio, which to be fair, it was only Liz. So let me not act like it was some big feat, but I got a new walking pad, did it here in my house. That was the best thing ever. Right over there, out of my kitchen. Josh got home, we got to just chat while I was finishing that up, but did just pull the crack out. Yeah. Josh is eating some sourdough and eggs, but I am getting my dinner out, because have I eaten since my yogurt earlier before I left work? No. I've only been munching on all things crack. So this is my dinner. We're gonna cut her up and we're gonna give her a taste, and I'm so excited. So I guess I'll show y'all how I divvy it out. So what you can do, you know, because obviously this is just a big pan. What I've done in the past is I've like literally just broken it into bits, but lately I like to chop it. So I just Yeah, you get the vibe. So we're gonna chop it up, serve it up, and we'll both do a taste test because Josh is home now, so you'll get feedback from the both of us. Okay, the breaking process took me literally so long because I forgot that I had put it in the freezer, and it's been in the freezer for quite some time now. And anyway, hold on, let me flip you around. So the chocolate was really hard, but yeah, I know. I am a chef. Thank you. Thank you. So now it's time to taste test. Now, the fun part about this too is the fact that there are 2 different variations here in this pan. So we get to taste test both for you. Obviously, I have my wonderful assistant here. Okay, I'll get your head in it because he's a little bit taller. So we're gonna go in with the more chocolatey version first, then we'll do the peanut butter one. Here you are. This is the one where the base is chocolate graham cracker. Get one that actually has base in it. Cheers. Not
bad. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of like peanut butter stuff, but it's good.
This is nice. Chocolatey, peanutty. Like, this is definitely, I mean, obviously I told you guys this is the more chocolate heavy one. So yeah, it's good. I definitely like the semi-sweet chocolate with it. I think that's good.
Yeah, agreed.
Crack layer turned out great in case you were wondering.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's rushing me. This is the one you'll like.
Okay.
He loves a nutter butter.
Do I?
Is that what? Yeah, nutter butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Nutty Buddy. Nutty Buddy is the wafer, right?
Yeah.
I had to fact check myself a lot of times today. That is on this side of things.
Okay.
Now, I'm really trying hard here, guys. But, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good piece.
All right.
What is the influencer shit?
Influencer hands. Yeah, that's good. That's really good there.
But you got the, I'm losing the fucking peanut.
Yeah.
The bottom is like the normal crack, or the normal graham cracker?
No, the bottom is the nutter butter bar.
Excuse me. I apologize.
Peanut butter overload, maybe.
What the fuck are you doing?
I much prefer.
I like that one better.
Much prefer this one. Even just because of the texture of the cookie. Love that one. Yeah. The way, if you guys do this, you gotta do the nutter butter. Yeah. You gotta do the nutter butters instead of the chocolate graham cracker. Texture's much better. And it's still not like overly peanut buttery. If I wanted to make this super peanut buttery, I would have done those Reese's peanut butter chips like over the whole thing. And anyway, definitely wanted it to be more chocolate peanut butter vibes. This is so good. Not my best work. Okay, best work thus far. I gotta say, I mean, the s'mores was really good, but I do have to go with the OG Biscoff. You can't beat the Biscoff crack. This is pretty good though. And next week, yeah, that looks great. Next week, I will indeed be making a Dubai chocolate one. If you guys have been here, you know how I feel about Dubai chocolate. We're like this. So anyway, it looks a hot mess, but we're gonna put this in a container so I can take it to work tomorrow. It's gonna be our little pick-me-up on a Friday, if you will. Thanks guys for coming along this little journey with me today in the world of crack baking. You heard it right. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you don't feel like it sucked. Like I said, the bodybuilding content, it's kind of lacking. This is what we've resorted to. But anyway, love you guys. See you on the next one, whatever that brings. If it's more cooking or, you know, I don't know what else, but see you in the next one. Bye guys.